Let's take a look at the practice test. We're told to solve each, write in interval notation, and then graph. All right, for the first problem, we're going to have that 7x is greater than or equal to negative 28, and it's less than or equal to 63. So this type of inequality is known as a three-part inequality, and you solve it in a similar way. What you're going to try to do here is isolate x in the middle, and so you're going to do the same thing to each part. So for example here, if I think about what's being done to x, it's being multiplied by 7. So to undo that, I'm just going to divide by 7, but I need to do that to each part here. So in other words, I'm going to divide this by 7, this by 7, and this by 7. On the very left, negative 28 divided by 7 is going to be negative 4. Then I'm going to put my less than or equal to symbol. Then 7 divided by 7 is 1, so I just have x. Then I'll put another less than or equal to symbol. And 63 divided by 7, all the way here on the right, is going to be positive 9. So this gives me a solution where I say x is greater than or equal to negative 4, and it's less than or equal to 9. And let's think about this in interval notation, and also let's graph this on the number line. So I know for the smallest possible value, it says that x needs to be greater than or equal to negative 4. So let's put a bracket, and let's put negative 4. So that's the smallest x can be. Then the largest x can be, again, it's got to be less than or equal to positive 9. So let's put a 9, and then let's put a bracket there. So that would be my interval notation. And pretty much when you graph this guy, you're going to match this interval notation. You're going to find negative 4 on the number line. And I'm going to put a bracket there, or again, some books will put a filled in circle. Then I'm going to go to positive 9. I'm going to put a bracket there. Again, some books will put a filled in circle. And then I'm just going to shade everything in between. So to satisfy this inequality, x can be anything starting from negative 4 and going up to and including this positive 9. Okay, let's look at problem number 2. So here we have x over 3 is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 2. So what I need to do here is think about how to undo what's being done to x in the middle. So right now x is being divided by 3. So what I can do is I can multiply each part here by 3. So in other words, I can say that I have 0 times 3 is less than or equal to, I'll say x over 3 times 3, and I'll put the less than here, and then I have 2 times 3. Okay, so let's go through here. 0 times 3 we know is 0, and then I can cancel these 3's here. So let me put is less than or equal to x, which is less than 2 times 3 would be 6. So my answer becomes that x is greater than or equal to 0 and less than 6. Okay, so interval notation here is a bit tricky because we have mixed inequalities, right? So we have one that's a non-strict inequality and one that's a strict inequality. So what I'll do is for the smallest possible value, I'm going to list 0, and it's going to be included. So I'm going to have a bracket there because we have a non-strict inequality. We have x is greater than or equal to 0. So it can be 0. Then I'm going to put a comma. And then for the largest value, I'm going to put 6, even though it's not actually included, right? The 6 is not the actual largest value, but we're going to list it there. X is strictly less than 6. So to show that it's not included, I'm going to put a parenthesis there. And then basically, I'm just going to match this format up when I look at my number line. So I'm going to find 0. I'm going to put a bracket there. And then basically, I'm going to find 6. And I'm going to put a parenthesis there. And I would note here that some textbooks, instead of the parenthesis, they'll use an open circle, right? And you already know that some books, instead of using a bracket, will use a filled in circle. So use your personal preference or whatever your teacher says. But we just want to fill all this in right here. So basically, x can be 0, and then anything up to, but not including, positive 6. All right, let's take a look at problem number 3. We're going to have 3 plus x is greater than or equal to 3 and less than or equal to 1. Okay, what I'm going to do to start things off, since 3 is being added to x, I'm just going to subtract 3 away from each part here. And let's cancel this in the middle. And what I'll have is x is greater than or equal to, 3 minus 3 is 0, and less than or equal to 1 minus 3 is going to be negative 2. Now you can stop for a minute and see that this does not make sense. If I gave you the inequality 0 is less than or equal to negative 2, that is a false statement. 0 is to the right of negative 2 on the number line. So 0 is a larger value, right? 0 or some positive value is always larger than any negative value. So 0 is not less than negative 2, and it's certainly not equal to it. So this statement right here is false. So we know if we have something like this that we're not going to have a solution. So we can just stop and write no solution here, because essentially what I'm asking for is for a value to be plugged in for x that's going to be both greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to negative 2. If you wanted to look at this on the number line so that it's crystal clear, think about the first part of this. X needs to be greater than or equal to 0. So let's come to 0. Let's put a bracket there and let's shade everything to the right. So numbers from 0 and including 0 out to positive infinity would satisfy the first part. The second part, let's say x is less than or equal to -2. Well, that would be a bracket at -2 and shade everything to the left. So starting at -2 and going down to negative infinity. And so you see there's no overlap here. There is no number that I can find such that it's going to be greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to -2. So again, that's why we say there's no solution for that problem. Okay, so for problem number 4, looks like we have that 3 minus 3x is greater than -15 and less than or equal to 0. So what I'll do here is I'll subtract 3 away from each part to get things started. So all the way on the left, -15 minus 3 would be -18. Then we'll have is less than. This would cancel. You'd have this -3x here. And then we have the less than or equal to. 0 minus 3 would be -3. Let me make this 3 a little bit better. Don't think that's very legible. All right, so x is not isolated in the middle, so we have another step here. We have -3 that is multiplying x. So I'm going to divide each part here by -3. And remember, if you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative, you need to flip the direction of the inequality symbol. So here you have two inequality symbols, so we need to flip both of those. That's very important here. So let's come down. Let's do our division. -18 divided by -3 would be +6. I'm going to flip this to a greater than. This cancels, and you have x. I'm going to flip this to a greater than or equal to, and then -3 over -3 is 1. So here we're saying x is greater than or equal to 1 and less than 6. Now, I would not leave it in this format. Typically, you want to write this to where the numbers that are involved in your problem match the way they look on the number line. So in other words, I would want to put a 1 here and a 6 here, an x in the middle, and then just match what you have. So we know that x is going to be greater than or equal to this +1, and it's going to be less than 6. So this is the format that I would write my answer. And then for my interval notation, it's pretty simple here. We would say, again, for the smallest possible value, I'm going to put a 1. And I'm going to have a bracket there because this is a non-strict inequality. So x is greater than or equal to 1. And then for the largest possible value, let's list 6, although it's not the actual largest value. And then because this is not included, because this is a strict inequality, let's put a parenthesis there. So let's find 1 on the number line. That's right here. Let's go ahead and put a bracket there. Let's find 6 on the number line. That's right here. Let's put a parenthesis there. And then let's shade everything in between there just to show that x can be +1 and then going up to but not including +6. Okay, let's look at problem number 5. So we'll have 2x minus 10 is greater than or equal to -14 and is less than or equal to +10. So let's add 10 to each part here. So add 10 to everything. So -14 plus 10 would be -4. We'll put the less than or equal to here. This would cancel. You'll have 2x. We'll have less than or equal to here. 10 plus 10 is 20. All right, so I have not isolated x yet. To do that, I'm going to divide each part here by 2. Again, the coefficient of x, so that that guy can be isolated. Let me slide down here a little bit. So let's say that this is going to cancel, and we'll have that x is greater than or equal to. -4 divided by 2 is going to be -2. And then we'll say and it's less than or equal to 20 divided by 2 is 10. All right, so we have x is greater than or equal to -2 and less than or equal to 10. So in interval notation, let's put a -2 for the smallest value. Then let's put a +10 for the largest value. And those are both going to be included because we have these non-strict inequalities. So graphically, let me find -2. Let me put a bracket there. And let me find 10. Doesn't look like we have a notch for that, so let's put one in right there. Say that's good enough. Let me change the color up a little bit. And we'll say that that's my bracket there. And then we'll just shade everything in between. Let's maybe use orange here so it shows up real good. So that would be my solution graphically. All right, let's look at problem number 6. So here we're going to have that 4x minus 10 is greater than -46 and it's less than -6. So to start things off, I would try to isolate the 4x first. So I can do that by adding 10 to each part here. And what is that going to give me? Well, in the middle, this is going to cancel. All the way to the left, -46 plus 10 is going to be -36. So this will be less than my 4x, which is less than -6 plus 10 is going to give me +4. So then what we can do from here is divide everything by +4. This would cancel. So I would have x is greater than, negative 36 divided by 4 is negative 9. We'll say, and it's less than 4 divided by 4 is 1. So x is greater than negative 9 and less than positive 1. Now for the interval notation, you have strict inequalities in each case. So I'm just going to put a parenthesis, a negative 9, comma, a 1, and a parenthesis. So from negative 9 to positive 1, neither are included. That's why you have the parenthesis next to each. So let's find negative 9. Let's put a parenthesis there. Let's find positive 1. Put a parenthesis there. And then again, I'm just going to shade everything in between. So anything between negative 9 and positive 1 works as a solution. Again, where negative 9 and positive 1 are excluded. Okay, let's look at problem number 7. So we have negative 2 minus 4x is greater than negative 22 and less than positive 18. So let's add 2 to each part here. And what that's going to do is give me this negative 4x isolated in the middle. So I'll say this is greater than my negative 22 plus 2 would be negative 20. And then let me fix that. I'll put and it's going to be less than 18 plus 2 is going to be 20. All right, let me divide each part here by negative 4. Again, that's the coefficient of x. This is going to isolate x in the middle. So this is going to cancel away. Now, because I divided by a negative, remember you have to flip the direction of these inequality symbols. I'm going to divide this by negative 4 and this by negative 4. And what I'll say here is that I have x, and I'm going to flip each of these to greater than symbols like this. So negative 20 divided by negative 4 is going to be positive 5. And 20 divided by negative 4 is going to be negative 5. So I'm going to rewrite this in the order of the number line. So I'm going to put the negative 5 all the way over here on the left. I'll put the positive 5 all the way over here on the right. And I'll say that x is going to be greater than negative 5 and less than positive 5. Okay, so my interval notation here, let me put a negative 5 here and then a 5 here. And these two values are not included. We have a strict inequality in each case. So let me put a parenthesis here and a parenthesis here to show that. And then on the number line, let me use the orange. It seems to show up pretty nicely. Let's go to negative 5 and let's go to positive 5. Again, I'm using a parenthesis there to show that those are not included. And I'm just going to shade all the values between there. So x can be any number between negative 5 and positive 5. And again, those two values, negative 5 and positive 5, those are not included. All right, let's look at problem number 8. So we have here that 6x plus 5 is greater than or equal to 23 and less than or equal to 53. All right, so what I want to do again is isolate x in the middle. So first, let's subtract 5 away from each part so that I can isolate the 6x part. Let's get rid of this. So we'll have 6x in the middle. This will be greater than or equal to 23 minus 5 is going to give me 18. And this will be less than or equal to 53 minus 5 is going to be 48. All right, so I want to isolate x, and we have 6 that's multiplying x. So let's divide each part here by 6. And so all the way on the left, 18 divided by 6 is 3. This would be less than or equal to, this is going to cancel and give me x. We'll say this is less than or equal to 48 divided by 6 would be 8. So x here is greater than or equal to 3 and less than or equal to 8. So in interval notation, let me put a 3 here and an 8 here. And I'm going to put a bracket next to each of those because, again, we have non-strict inequalities. So x is greater than or equal to 3 and it's less than or equal to 8. And then graphically, we're just going to match this format. I'm going to find 3, and I'm going to put a bracket there. I'm going to find 8. I'm going to put a bracket there. I'm just going to shade everything in between. So x can be 3 or any number going up to and including positive 8. Okay, let's look at problem number 9. So here we have negative 8x minus 8 is greater than or equal to 64 and less than or equal to 72. So again, I want to isolate the negative 8x part first. So let's add 8 to each part here. And then this is going to cancel. All the way on the left, 64 plus 8 would be 72. This would be less than or equal to, you have negative 8x in the middle. And then we'll say this is going to be less than or equal to 72 plus 8 would be 80. All right, so what we can do now to isolate x, I have this negative 8 that's multiplying it. I'm going to divide each part by negative 8. And when we do this, remember we have to flip the direction of the inequality symbols here. So 72 divided by negative 8 would be negative 9. And then this will be a greater than or equal to. This will cancel. You'll have x. This will flip to a greater than or equal to. 80 divided by negative 8 is going to be negative 10. So again, when you have this situation, just take the time to rewrite this in the order of the number line. I'll write negative 10 here, and I'll write negative 9 here and x in the middle. So x will basically be greater than or equal to this negative 10 and less than or equal to this negative 9. So in interval notation, let's put a bracket. Let's put negative 10 for the smallest possible value. Then let's put a negative 9 and then another bracket. So again, each of these values are going to be included. So on the number line here, I don't have a notch for negative 10. So maybe let's put one in here, something like right there. Let's put that as negative 10. And this is going to be pretty close, but let's just put a bracket there. And let's put a bracket there. And let's just shade everything in between. So that would be my solution graphically, basically saying that x can be negative 10 and then any value going up to and including negative 9. Okay, let's look at problem number 10, our last problem here. So we have 8 plus x is greater than 9 and less than 12. So let's just subtract 8 away from each part here. Let's see where that gets us. This will cancel. I'll have x is greater than 9 minus 8 is 1. We'll say and it's going to be less than 12 minus 8 is going to be 4. And let's think about the interval notation. So I know that 1 and 4 would not be included because I have strict inequalities. So let's put a 1 here and a 4 here. So a 1 for the smallest value and a 4 for the largest value. But again, these values are not actually included. So we're going to put a parenthesis next to each one just to show that. And then on the number line, let's just match this. So at 1, I'm going to have a parenthesis. And then at 4, I'm going to have a parenthesis. And then I'm just going to shade everything in between. So basically, x can be any value between 1 and 4, where 1 and 4 are not included.